This is a series of short videos, each covering a different aspect of the Train Sim World CSX Heavy Haul Public Beta. In this video, I'm going to look at cold starting locomotives. That is, starting a train by starting the engine up when it's not running at all. So for this tutorial, we're going to start in Services. We're going to spawn on foot. We're going to leave it with the default presets. And we're going to click on Cumberland Turntable because there's a locomotive just here we can start. So I'm going to click the Start button. Okay, so we've arrived here in Cumberland Turntable, and here is our locomotive that we're going to start. So as we walk up to the locomotive, we press the E key to climb up the steps, and then we click on the door to interact with it. The key difference between here where you click E to climb up the steps, this is called a transition, and when you click on here and you use the mouse to operate the door, is a transition is where you are being moved. So you press the E key if what you want to move is you, and left click if what you want to move is something else. That's fundamentally the difference between the two, and one of the reasons for that is when you sit in the engineer's seat, you can't click on anything to get out, so that's why there isn't a click, and you could be clicking on things here and it accidentally stands you up. So the E key is always your transition. Notice it's E to sit down, E to stand up, and it's clicking a button to open a door. It takes a little bit of getting used to at first, but there is real logic behind it. Right, so we're going to get this train started. The first thing we're going to do is click on the fuse cabinet and just double check all the fuses are in the up position and the main breaker is on and everything looks good. If you want to, you can also click on the fuse and check that's okay. At the moment these will always light up correctly, and you can run the fuse light switch. The test light. This basically tests to make sure that the light itself is actually working, it is functioning. Otherwise, when you put this in, if it didn't light up, you wouldn't know if it was because the light wasn't working or the fuse wasn't working. Right, so everything is good in here. Now we need to switch this switch, which is the start-stop isolate switch, and into the start-stop isolate setting. While we're here, let's turn the engine room lights on. So coming down the side here, what you're looking for is this warning sign next to this window here, because if you look through the window you can see the engine inside there, and to open the door you first need to unlock the latch. Now, there's one latch on the top and one latch on the bottom. They both interact, doesn't matter which one you use, they both operate. Then you've got this door to open and this door to open. Once you've got access to the engine compartment, this is your prime start switch. You move it left for at least 5 seconds, and then you move it right to start. So let's move it left for 5 seconds. I normally like to leave it just a little bit longer just to make sure it's okay, and then right, and just flick it straight back again. That's it, the engine's up and running, so we click the door and put that back. So the engine's now up and running, but it won't drive anywhere just yet. So let's just shut this door here. Before we go anywhere, we do need to switch this into the run position, and now we're active. So I'm going to turn off the engine room light, turn on the front and rear number lights, and sit down. Now we need to make sure that these settings are all in the on, so when you're the locomotive that you're driving must have all of these 3 switches in the on position. We're also going to turn the ditch lights on. We'll leave the step lights off, but we'll turn the gauge lights on. Turn our front lights on by scrolling that one up. Now if we put it into reverse to forward, you hear the engine has gently revved up slightly. It's gone into what's called high idle. That means we're generally in a good place to get going. If when you move the reverser forwards it doesn't change its RPM, that means you've got something wrong. A good thing that you might have got wrong, so wait for that to come back down, is if you've left this in the start-stop isolate position, you'll notice this does absolutely nothing. So if we just put that back into run, put that back into forwards, that's it, it's revving up. Release the brake. See the brake cylinder pressure's coming down there, and then we can gently apply power. And there we are, we're moving. And that's it, folks. That's all there is to starting an engine cold. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and do leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of these videos. Thanks very much.